Hi everyone, just another art journal page using the stenciled words. Today we'll be doing Be Creative. What I want to try is, not a lot of people have access to modeling paste, but you do have access to acrylic gesso. So I'm going to try to use some gesso like I would modeling paste. I have a homemade stamp. What I'll do is, let's just take a palette knife, grab some, put it down on my mat, take out any clumps, and I'm going to try to pick up some with this and create dimension. Now this page has already been gessoed. That looks good. I like that. I should have put a little handle on this. Come over here, drop it down. I'm not pushing it down too much because I still want those raised edges. And let's see, one over here. That looks good. What I'll do is I'll get a baby wipe and wipe this off real quick so that the gesso doesn't dry inside these stamped areas. And all this is cardboard and some fun foam from Dollar Tree. And I glued it down and made a stamp. And that was all I did. Alright, now I still have some on there. So what I'll do is I'll fold up a little piece of bubble wrap. I'll pick it up and just plop it down. There we go. I'll wipe this off, set that aside, and I'll just clean up this gesso. I'll take what's left on here. Maybe I'll just make some marks with it, and I'll wipe that off. Close up the gesso. Let me dry this and we'll be right back. Alright, hopefully this is dry enough. I can see some raised parts. Probably not thoroughly dry, but it still worked. I mean, not as excuse me, raised up as high as modeling paste, but if you can't get modeling paste or you can't afford modeling paste, this will be a good alternative. Now I'm going to use some, this was a clean off page, so it has some green in the background. Boy, this looks dark, doesn't it? Let's see. Let's see if we can move a light better. Let me try and fix the light. Okay, that's better. It's a clean off page, so it has some green in the background. Some I got lime tree. And I want to throw in some yellows and oranges. So we'll see which orange we use. These both say apricot, but one looks just a tiny bit darker. I have yellow and apricot. So those will be the ones we use. And what I'm thinking I want to do, seeing as how I put some texture on here, maybe I want to water the paints down a little bit. So grab my water bottle, shake it up good, put some down, give it a little bit of spritz just to water it up enough. What I'm going to do is find a big brush and mix that water in so that I can actually get it to move a little better. There we go. And I'll just put it down and feather out my edges because I don't want hard edges. That looks good. I'll just put it over it. I'll pick it up and mash it down here. Help it move a little better. Because hard edges on paint are hard to cover. Now, I have some tissue paper. I'll open it up because I've learned that lesson. Pick up the rest of my paint because I'll turn this into collage somehow. Waste nothing. Anyway, that's good. I'll just lay it down. Got it all over. That's all right. It wipes off. All right. Let me help these edges just a little bit by adding a little more. All right. So let's add some orange, which is the apricot. Add a little bit of water. Just get that out of the brush and mix it up. And just put it on. And move it around a little bit. Let it flow. However it wants. And just pounce on these a little bit because this is a hard edge. And you know what? I'm an impatient person. I'm going to take these off. I'm just going to pick this up. Because, yes, that's me. And I have another piece of tissue paper. I'll just pick the rest of this up. Make sure to open it up because I wasn't and it all got stuck together. All right. I'm going to dry this before I add any more. Okay, now let's pull you back in just a smidge. There we go. I'm going to add some lime tree. And get my brush. Pull that orange out. And tiny spritz of water. Make it a little more liquid. And I'm just going to pop that in here. And I'm just going to pick up this sponge, put it in here. Don't want to waste it. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to add some other elements to this. So what I might do is come back, take my apricot. I have some old gift cards. Everybody knows what I like for my birthday and Christmas. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit and just drag it. I know that sounds sometimes is horrible to people, but what I'm doing is I am catching my raised areas. Oop, not that one, I'm not. So we'll just move it. And pick it up, drag it down. I'll wipe it off, wipe this up, and I think I need to go in with the green. So I'll do that. Pick it up. I'll go this way. I don't like that so harsh. And it's picking up the gesso that I put down with the stamp. Oh, that's harsh too. We'll make that softer. Anyway, maybe a little bit of green down here. Actually, I might go in and put some yellow with my finger so that I'm softening some of these areas up. And fixing some of my white spaces. All right. Now, I want some black lines. But if you don't have a stencil or you don't have a stamp, you can use a piece of cardboard, an old credit card, and just do that. That's all we're going to do, is put a line. I'm just going to run the edge of the credit card in that, and I'm just going to swipe. And that's all there is to that. But that's it. I mean, it gives you the same type of look, I guess. All right, and I want some white dots. So what I'll do is I'll take my piece of bubble wrap, get out my white. Let me dry this black first. I'll be right back. All right, I put some white paint down. What I want to do is just move it a little bit with my finger, because if I go to put it down in the big blob, it's not going to be what I want it to be. So I will just put it down in there, and pick it up. Whoop, there went one of them. All right, I'll clean that up. This is what it's looking like so far. As you can see, we have the raised gesso here. We have the raised gesso here. Up here, we have some of the bubbles here. The big swipe that we did there, and a swipe that we did here. I mean, if you want a little bit of texture and you don't have modeling paste, you can just use the gesso. All right, now I want some circles. I have this bag of pouncers. You can get them at Dollar Tree. But I think I want some circles. Do I want medium or big? I'll go big. So, what color? Now I picked out some candy pink and some tropic orange. I want to put a little bit of this pink down and see if I can't pick up these raised pieces from when I did the gesso. And maybe I'll use this to just swipe across a little bit. I don't want to get it in the crevices. I just want to get the edges. And it's working. So I have to move it because it's starting to puff up there. I am barely touching this because all I want is the raised edge of the stamp that I put the gesso on. Where are my little circles? That's good enough for that. See? That's where that gesso is. And the circles I think I'll do in the tropic orange. So I'll put that down. And pick that up. I'll do one here. I like that. One over here. One there. Put it down and twist it to get your circle. And I'll do a half one up here, and why not one in the middle. That looks good. I'll twist it some more so that it fills it in better. All right. Clean that out. I'll pick this up and try and fill it in better. Anyway. All right. Let me get that out of the way. I'll dry this real quick. All right, just looking at our sentiment, and I don't know, maybe I should have gone over those with black, but we'll figure out something else. Now, I dried the circles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these down, and I'm going to use some matte gel. I will first wet the back so that it becomes a lot more transparent. I will pick up some matte gel, put it down, and gently pick up my word, and I'll just go down this way, and I'll put it down. And because it was acrylic paint that we used, it's not going to bleed. All right, I'll wet the back of this one so that it is more transparent. Before we put it down. This is not regular tissue paper. This is like tissue paper I got out of a shoebox. And I bought a bunch of stencils, Word Inspirational stencils, and took black acrylic paint and made myself a bunch of sentiments. All right, so let's get this, and we'll go this way. Why not? Just put that down. We'll just put it wherever. I'll pick up the corner with the paintbrush. I'll lift it up. I'll hold it with the paintbrush, and let's see. I'll go this way. And I'll go outward and just lightly put it down. I know I probably don't have any in that corner, so what I'll do is gently lift up this corner and tear that off. And then put some more down. Go from the inside out so that we don't tear. And make sure all my edges are down. Yes, I could have probably just stenciled it right on there, but what I've noticed is that, let me find the stencil pack that has this one. Was it this one? Be Creative. Or was it the 6x6? These have a very short edge to them. And if you're stenciling it, you're more than likely going to get some of the black off of the side. So I figured I would just do it like this. Because see, you're going to get some off the side. So I can tear that off and not have it on there. So let me dry this. We'll be right back. All right, I have my white Sharpie paint pen. And I think I'll go in and fix my letters. Yes, I can still see the paper, which, you know, it is what it is, and it's fine with me. And I'll just fill this in. And I'll just put a little, I mean, for beginners, this is great because it's easy to do. And let's see, I'll add some little swirls into my circles. I mean, I could go back in with paint and soften this all back out. I can go in here and define these more. Why not? I can do black splashes. And what I mean is, I'll take the lime tree. I'll put a dot. I'll add some water. And I'll mix that water. And I'll just come in and make this tissue paper disappear. Let's see. Over here. See? I used this one. And just come in here and just go around my edges. If I wanted to blend it better so that you didn't really see the white, but that's no big deal. And I don't want to waste this, so what I'll do is I'll pick this up and spread it out on another page. There we go. Now for the black splashes. Oh, I forgot a circle right there. So what I'll do, just take a little bit, come in with my finger. I don't want to get it on my teeth, so just find a little paintbrush, add a tiny bit of water, pick that up, and fix my circle. Like that. But we're going for black splashes. That's probably too watery. Let me close that up because I will spill it. And I'll just take the paint from the top. And I'll take a pen. But I tell you, if you are doing black splashes, wear the ugliest old t-shirt you have, because it gets everywhere. Everywhere. So let me clean this up. And I'll wipe up this. And this is the, I mean, I can do this better. I can do those better. Excuse me. I could actually add some black to these circles, but I can add a border. But there's our page for today. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Like and subscribe. Bye for now.